Hey, everybody, and welcome into another one of our draft previews. The draft is next week, which is hard to believe, and thankfully, we're joined by one of the absolute best out there. It's Dane Brugler, going to talk some edge rushers with us here today. Dane, what's going on, man?
Matt, we're almost there. I mean, we're close. It's been a fun last few weeks as I released the Beast, and people have been able to check that out. And hopefully, if you haven't yet, go to the Athletic and see this draft guide we put together. But yeah, we're to the point where very eager to find out where these guys end up. But yeah, we're almost there.
So I'll second what you said. You put together the best draft guide out there, like hands down. It's unbelievable. I mean, how many prospects do you profile in this year's?
Just over 400, but yeah, testing NFL verified testing information for over 2,700. So there's a lot of info in there.
It's unreal. So I have every one of your draft guides back to like 2019, just like ready on my computer. And when we sign a guy, like a practice squad guy or midseason or something, the first thought I have is, what did Dane say about him back in 2021 or whatever? So I appreciate you for all the work that you do. And like Dane said, if you have not got the Beast yet and you're interested in the NFL draft, what are you doing? Go get it right now because it's the best information out there. I want to ask you about edge rusher. So let's go by pick here. Let's say the Chiefs want to go edge rusher at number 9 overall. I think we all kind of know the names, but I'm curious for your thoughts. Who makes some sense at number 9 overall for the Chiefs if they want to go edge rusher?
Yeah, I think that Arvell Reese and David Bailey, I think will be off the board. I think the name that makes the most sense is Ruben Bain, the Miami native, who this last year was a mammoth part of the Miami team that made it to the national championship game. His ability to deconstruct blocks with that power and the leverage that he brings is so impressive. He's going to be picked apart, or he has been picked apart throughout the process because of the under 31-inch arms, and that is something that some teams might just say, you know what, that's an outlier for us. We're going to let somebody else draft him. And I think there'll be several teams hoping teams think that way because they want to get their hands on a player like this who I feel really good about his floor as a player because he's really good against the run, and the type of motor that he plays with, the effort, his ability to just down in, down out, first quarter, fourth quarter, going to give you the same thing. And so there's a lot to like about him as a pass rusher and as a run defender and just an all-around player.
Yeah, I'd buy more into the arm length thing if his tape wasn't so awesome and he wasn't such a great pass rusher at a major program that was playing for a national championship. So I'm with you. Let's say the Chiefs go a different direction, though, at number 9 and want to go pass rusher at 29. Who do you like there?
It'll be interesting because this is a really deep edge rusher group. And so those, like I said, those first 3 guys, the Arvell Reese and Bailey and Bain, they'll be off the board pretty quickly. But then when's that next run start? Which will obviously inform the pass rushers that are available for the Chiefs with that second first rounder. I think Malachi Lawrence from UCF is on that short list of names to know. Not super bendy, but he's straight line explosive. 40-inch in the vert, 157, 10-yard split. That get off and that arc speed is what really separates him. And so I think if the Chiefs want to go more towards that linear explosive rusher, he would be a great option. If they're looking for someone who's maybe more well-rounded in terms of the run game and the pass game, TJ Parker from Clemson makes a lot of sense. Didn't have the 2025 season that a lot of people expected after his 2024 tape was an All-American worthy, but he still felt him because of the way he gets after it with the motor. I think my favorite part about him was the South Carolina tape, second half. There's a play 30 yards away from the line of scrimmage where he recovers a fumble, which I think just perfectly encapsulates how hard he goes, the hustle with TJ Parker. So he'd be a name on the short list. And then I would also throw out there Zion Young from Missouri, who maybe not the most deceptive pass rusher. He wants to run right down the middle and beat you with that physicality in his hands, the violence in the way he rushes, but he's really good against a run, sets a hard edge. So I think when you're drafting later first round, obviously you're sacrificing something with all these guys, but they're all different flavors. And so it just depends on what do you prioritize at the edge position at that point.
And all three of those guys that you mentioned are 260 plus pounds, which I think would really fit with Steve Spagnuolo. They could bounce inside, outside, play the run, all that. Feels like kind of the same crop of players would be available at 40. But let's say the Chiefs want to add an edge rusher in the third round and beyond. Any guys that you like a lot that could be available on day 3?
Yeah, one of my favorite or more underrated edge rushers in this group, Kieran Crawford from Auburn. I think most teams, fired up that Auburn defensive line tape to watch Keldrick Falk, and with good reason. Falk should be a first-round pick. But they came away looking at that number 24 on the other side saying, okay, who's this guy? Because his ability to rush the passer was outstanding and really stood out this past year. So I think on the third round, Crawford would be one of those underrated names to know. From Michigan, both, they have two guys, Jayshawn Barham, and then Derek Moore. Both win in different ways. Barham's got a little more juice, where Moore's maybe a little more well-rounded, but they both can get after the quarterback. And so Moore maybe not has as high upside rushing the quarterback, but I feel good about him being a 3-down player because I know he can hold up versus the run, and I know that he will convert speed to power, get to the quarterback, and at least create some disruption. So those two Michigan players would be two edge rushers I'd be looking at on in the third round range.
All right. Well, Dane, I really appreciate your time. Awesome stuff, as always. Do you get like a couple days off after the draft? How's that work?
I do take a step back in the month of May, and then June 1st, we're right back at it, getting ready for next year. But I do dream about the month of May and the ability to just, coach my son's baseball team and take a deep breath. But yeah, we're almost there, a couple weeks away.
Well, you've earned it, man. Once again, we appreciate you. Thanks for the time here today.
Anytime. Thank you.